KJ, I wanted to ask you about some of the younger offensive linemen that you probably work with more than you do. LJ and Cash and Blake. What have you seen from them in just a very short amount of time, especially for LJ on being on campus?
Yeah, I think the first thing that jumps out playing with them and going back and watching the film is this: they're tough. They're tough and they're strong. They've been doing a really good job with me, protecting and run blocking too. And those guys, they know what they've got going on. I don't think Cash ever messes up. So he's been it's crazy because I don't know of a freshman coming in and being a center, especially with the two so early. But he really has a good hold on the offense. So it's been great to work with all of those guys.
Tell me something a little bit individually about LJ and Blake, like you mentioned with Cash.
Yeah, LJ, the first thing that pops out in the scrimmage the other day, he pulled, and I don't know if it was a linebacker or a safety, but he pulled and hit him, and we rewatched it about 3-4 times in our film, just saying, yeah, he's going to be a player. And Blake, he's the same way, just real hard-nosed football players, and they don't second-guess themselves. They play full speed, and I love to see it because, those are going to be my guys in the long run.
There's a couple of slightly older guys, redshirt freshmen, Kobe Branham and Shaq, that are competing on the right side spot with Keyshawn and Amarian. Just your thoughts on that position, those two position battles, how that's going over there.
I would say just their consistency, with not just the offense, but just their overall pass pro and run blocking. And like I said, after the scrimmage, their care factor that jumps off the page. And when whether we're in 11 on 11 or Andy periods, they're going full speed, and they're actually, asking a whole bunch of questions to, the leaders like Junior or, Corey or Caden. They've been through the fire. So I feel like they're like a soap. Like they're always learning and always, trying to get better each and every day. And no matter if they're not feeling well or hurting, they're still going to be out there. And that's why the O-linemen have my respect, because the trenches is none to play with. So that's what I really love about them.
KJ, Coach Petrino was just in here talking about your improved accuracy. Were there things this summer you did specifically to try to improve that?
Yeah, I'd say I worked a lot at it this summer, and I feel like the accuracy, it just came with, again, having another summer in the offense and being more dialed in and not second guessing. I feel accuracy comes with knowing where you're going with the ball and being early and on time, and I feel like Coach Petrino has just helped me understand why he's calling plays, what coverages, and all that stuff, and that's helped me improve my accuracy a lot.
Taylen, you mentioned Caden there, last question. What's the relationship like there? What has he impressed you most about him working at center? And Mateos has really raved about his communication. Can you get a sense of that as a quarterback, that he's working well with the offensive line in that regard?
I would say the biggest thing is, like, before I make, like, checks or before I make, like a point or a mic call, like, he already has it, like, dialed in. And that's what the biggest thing is. Like, I don't have to go to the line and do all that. Like, he already is on top of it. And just how he is in the locker room, he's always, with the boys, with the guys. And I always, go over to his house, and he has a dog, and, I was trying to say what's up to, his dog. And I have a dog, so, some like playmate, but just our chemistry, and I'm truly, grateful to have a bond off the field with him too. And during the offseason, I went over his house and met their whole family, and his dad is like a chef, can cook, can throw it down. Like, he had the whole spread, and just for them to open their doors like that, to me, and they never met me, means the world to me. And that's what I love about Caden. He can, on the field, he's dialed, serious, and he'll let me know, hey, like, I messed up on this snap. It's never gonna happen again. Like, he takes me out to the scrimmage like a paragraph. It's never gonna happen again. So he's, like I said, his care factor, and he's really, really serious about his work and what he puts on film. So
What was the spread? What was the meal?
It was so I never had like real like lobster before, but he did some lobster. He did like what is it called? It's like a dessert where they put it on fire. What is that? Yeah. So I ain't never had that before. So when he like put it on fire, I was like, hold on. So, but it was delicious though. It was delicious. So.
Is that, you mentioned like you'll come to the line, he'll be making the calls. Is that like the order of operations? Like the center's supposed to make them first, and then it comes to you. Does it matter? Like I know you probably both do it, but is it supposed to be center then QB making the calls there?
I mean, honestly, it's just whoever sees it first, really. And you know, Caden normally has it dialed, so I'm making sure he's like he's the point or things like that. So all I have to do is say down, say head, and get the ball snapping. That makes the offense run a lot smoother and runs actually like quicker. And so yeah.
Taylen, it seems like there's been some polarizing opinions of you, national people. There's some that think you're great, and there's others that maybe are more critical. Do you hear that? And if so, do you try to use it as fuel, or do you just try to completely ignore that kind of stuff?
I mean, honestly, I hear some of it, but at the same time, I've always been counted out my whole life, and that's why I love Arkansas. Arkansas, of course, is not in the ranks of gonna win or always counted out. So that's what the mindset we have of just proving ourselves right. The people that are in that facility, not just the football players, but the people behind the scenes, the training staff, the training room staff, the strength staff, the EQ, the media people, just have that mindset of just being the most physical team and the smartest team. So that's what I've always had that chip on my shoulder of just proving people wrong but proving myself right, and that's what I've always had. And my dad is always on me to never get too comfortable and just always strive for greatness. So.
And then for either of you,
and also my coach always will have that mentality too, so that helps also.
I was curious for either of you how Grayson Wilson, you've seen him improve since the spring, and then also the addition of Trevor Jackson. Kind of how has he looked?
I would say what really jumps off the page is his memory and his knowledge of the offense. When he first got in here, he was one of the first in the meeting rooms and drawing up plays and asking questions. When I first got here, I was like, hold on, this formation with this and this check, I was like, hold on. So I would say his what is it called? His memory, and in spring he didn't get a lot of reps, but when he did, he made the most of them, and that's what I really was impressed with. And he was dialed in with the footwork and just his reads. And Trevor, I'm impressed with his athleticism and his arm strength, and he can make all the throws, and just he's always asking questions. He's asking Petrino questions when we're watching install tape, and if Petrino says like, does everybody understand, he'll be like, no, I don't understand. And just that confidence, and it's okay to have a question, it's okay to not know, and that's the right time to ask those type of questions. So that's why I was really impressed with both of them.
Yeah, I'll just say Grayson, he's a very inquisitive guy too. If he doesn't understand it, he's going to ask a question, and I feel like that's going to really help him in the long run. And he's been good with his timing. He's been hitting receivers in strides, and like Taylen said, like he might not have gotten the most reps in the spring, but when he did, he was fired up, ready to go, and he wasn't second guessing himself. He was completing the ball and moving it. And yeah, with Trevor, he's he just got here, and he's just surprised me with how much he knows the offense. Like he knows what's going on. Yeah, there's hiccups, but it's still smooth with him. He's not second guessing or anything. And then when he does get out the pocket, he's making big plays too. So they've both been doing a really great job.
Well, great job.
Go hard.
Go hard.